Hey everyone, it's Max Jackson back for another top 10 video. This time I'm going to be talking about movie sequels that I think are better than the original. Yes, for someone that enjoys sequels, there are times when a movie is great and then it gets a sequel and it can improve upon the original. Like, the original's still great, but you know, sometimes the sequel can take you to the next level of greatness. So I thought I could share my top 10 list for movie sequels that were better than the original. Just my personal opinion, and before I get to my top 10 list, here are some honourable mentions, which are The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers and The Return of the King, The Godfather Part 2, The Rescuers Down Under, Evil Dead 2, Gremlins 2 The New Batch, Mad Max 2, Spider-Man 2 and Superman 2. Time to get to the top 10 list now, and coming at number 10 is Paddington 2. For someone personally who grew up loving and reading the Paddington Bear books as a kid, I really loved the first film that came back out in 2014. With that said, the sequel is even more perfect with Hugh Grant as the villain. He steals the show, and the prison sequence was hilarious. Plus, this one had some even more heartwarming, and overall, it's a fantastic sequel. Coming at number 9 is From Russia With Love. This was a tricky one since I know there's like 25 James Bond movies now, but if I had to pick just one Bond film that I think is better than the original, I would pick From Russia With Love since it's the second one, and of course Dr. No is the one that started it all, but From Russia With Love proved that the franchise can continue over time and get better over time. Sure, it's a long-running franchise where some are better than others, but still, From Russia With Love is better than the original. Of course, Dr. No is great, but From Russia With Love was even better. Coming at number 8 is Toy Story 2, 3 and 4. Yes, when the first Toy Story film came out in 1995, as the very first computer animated film, it was successful enough to revolutionize the animation industry as we all know today. Even with that said, the sequels, in my personal opinion, take it to the next level of greatness. It was hard to pick just one because all three of the sequels are great. Especially Toy Story 3, which didn't just win Best Animated Feature at the Oscars, but also got nominated for Best Picture, since the only other animated films to get nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars are Beauty and the Beast 1981 and Up. And plus, the animation with each movie improved over time, as you can see the evolution of computer animation, which when you watch all 4 films back to back. And overall, fantastic franchise, and the sequels are just amazing. Coming at number 7 is The Dark Knight. This is my favourite of the Dark Knight trilogy, since while Batman Begins was a good start, The Dark Knight is one of the greatest comic book movies of all time, especially with Christian Bale's Batman and Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker, who, remember, even though he passed away, he won a posthumous Oscar for that role. Not only that, but it also includes many iconic lines such as "Why he's so serious," and it's just overall my favourite Batman movie. Coming at number 6 is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. As a Trekkie myself, this has to be my favourite of the original Star Trek films, mainly because while Star Trek The Motion Picture got a little bit of mixed reviews, the sequel does improve upon it and has a stronger story. Khan is the best villain of the movie, and the franchise did get better over time with some ups and downs, but The Wrath of Khan is my favourite. Coming at number 5 is Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation and Fallout. While the first 3 Mission Impossible films are good, it was mainly the 4th film, in my opinion, where this franchise got better and better. The 5th film was also great, and the 6th film, Fallout, is my favourite of the bunch, since it's considered to be one of the best action films ever made, especially when being action-packed from start to finish. Coming at number 4 is Fast 5. A lot of you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, that I'm a huge fan of the Fast and the Furious franchise. The first 4 films were fun action movies about car racing, but it was mainly the 5th film in the franchise where the franchise got better and better and had a larger storyline to deal with it, and was even more than just car racing. Plus, Brian and Dom's arcs got deeper, and adding Dwayne Johnson to the cast was an excellent idea. And overall, the franchise is still doing well. It's got plenty of fuel in the tank to keep it going. Coming number 3, and maybe hear me out on this one, but Frozen 2. This is probably one of my favourite Disney sequels ever, mainly because it's one that I think is better than the original film. Don't get me wrong, the first one is good and it can be a classic, but I think the sequel is even better with its storytelling, fleshing out the characters more, including Anna and Elsa's story, and the songs were just a step up from the original in my opinion. It's also one of my favourite Disney movies of the last decade. I loved the song Into the Unknown, I loved Show Yourself and Some Things Never Change, Lost in the Woods. It's just a fantastic movie, Frozen 2, I think personally. Coming at number 2 is, and you're all gonna probably agree with me on this one, and it's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is a very popular opinion that I think everyone can agree with me on, like I just said, since Terminator 2 Judgment Day is considered to be one of the best sequels ever. Not only that, but it's also one of the earliest films to use CGI, and it's very well done, surprisingly. Plus, the action was better, its story was even more engaging, and the characters including Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator, are just overall amazing. And my number one movie sequel that I think is better than the original is Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. What can I say? Star Wars is one of my favourite movie franchises of all time. A New Hope was great, but The Empire Strikes Back was even better, with its characters like Lando and Yoda being introduced, more iconic lines like, "I am your father," or "Do or do not, there is no try." And plus, there's also even more epic storytelling and amazing special effects. That's why it's number 1. So yeah, those are the top 10 list of movie sequels that I think are better than the original. Just personal opinion, and what's your top 10 list of movie sequels that you think are better than the original? Tell me down in the comments, and if you like this video, give it a like, and feel free to subscribe to this channel, and thanks you all for watching, and skadoosh.